We are live, guys. Can I get a little bit of a nod in the chat? Hello to the people that are punctual today. 2 events in a row, or two live streams in a row, and we're completely on time. We've got 0 people viewing at the moment. Now 4 people viewing. So if you can see me and you can hear me good, drop a note in the chat. Let me know. Fredo, hello, buddy. Good crypto wins here. Huge stakeholder in Foxify. 3 people viewing now, so we're losing viewers. Come on, guys. First thing to do, so we want to check, do we have this being streamed live on Twitter? Yes, we do. Talking to you guys. Fredo, can you hear me? Can you see me? Give me the thumbs up, buddy. Nope, not getting the thumbs up. Right, I'm going to have to pause for a second. I'll be back in a second because I can't get any confirmation. Yes and yes. There we go, guys. There we go. We'll give it a few minutes to let people file in. I think last week we had like 120 people in seconds. So I'm a bit concerned that it's not streaming on Twitter. So if you can hear me, marketing team, I'm concerned that we're not streaming live on Twitter at the moment because we've only got 6 or 7 people that are watching at the moment. So if you can hear me, otherwise I'm going to have to pause. I'm going to have to pause the stream for a second. I'm going to have to go because there's no point in the starting if we're not streaming live on Twitter. Oh, there we go. It's picking up. Because typically, when you stream live on Twitter, you get a lot of traffic, rather than if it's just in your own community. It's obviously much more limited. So I want to see that number going up. Otherwise, I'm going to have to pause the call and I'm going to have to go and kick some asses and find out why we're not streaming live on Twitter. Because at the moment, there's absolutely 0 chance that we would have 9 people if we were streaming live on Twitter. Come on, guys. Kitsune update. There we go. Demilla, how are you, buddy? Bringing in the German posse. Obviously, everyone's from Mexico. I know that. Don't like to do regions. It's tricky. Right, I'm gonna look, actually, I'm gonna show you something really funny. Who wants to see this? I noticed this last week and I forgot to do it. So, you ready, guys? Ready? 1, 2, 3. This is nostalgia. I'm not going to do the fake Italian accent. Right, I'm going to pause this, guys. I'm going to pause this, and I'm going to leave you with the lovely Alice, and she's going to watch this, and I need to go and find out what's going on with the Twitter stream. So bear with me 2 seconds. Okay, guys, I'm back. I hope you've enjoyed Alice looking after you lot. There we go, up to 21 people. So it's looking a bit more sensible now. We'll get to the 5-minute mark. So last Friday, I made a big prediction, actually. Really pissed off myself today because I made another good prediction today, which I didn't back. So last week, I said that BNB was going to pop on this call, and it popped. And today, my prediction's already come to pass, unfortunately. I felt very strongly that today was a day to short. And yeah, some stuff on, and very busy afternoon, back-to-back meetings. I said to myself, I'm going to short. I was going to short ETH, actually, and didn't get around to doing it. Checked the charts between meetings. Would have been too easy. So gutted, absolutely gutted. Although I did see a big position, we saw a $59,000 position opened up, a $59,000 long on the platform as well. So there's some optimism out there, but I thought it was going to be a dump day. I think it's going to be a choppy couple of days, if I'm honest. So be careful out there, guys. And we might see it blow up again over the weekend. It is a bull run after all. So let's crack on with the results because we've got maximum 15, 20 minutes. Hit me with questions, guys, as well. It's a lonely place being up here on your own. you want to ask me something, hit me with it. So a little bit of a reminder, if you're new here, if you've been living under a rock, if you don't know why we're doing this update, just an impromptu update on how Kitsune is performing. Kitsune is our trading bot, intelligently uses indicators to copy proven traders. And we've back tested for a long time. We've been running the pilot for 5 weeks now, actually. And we typically run sort of results. We close results on a weekly basis on Tuesday to Tuesday. So I'll update you in terms of what things look like this Tuesday just gone. And then I can give you a little bit of an update. So you go into the weekend kind of knowing how this week has been overall as well, right? So this is Kitsune. So how do you get involved with Kitsune? You can't. Right now, you can't. If you want to be involved in Kitsune in the future, you need to go and get yourself some Fox tokens. You need to go and join the Fox Den. So you need to get yourself, I think, 2,000 EB Fox, which is a staking pool. Loads of other benefits of being in the Fox Den. Get yourself in there. But also you will get priority access to Kitsune when we open it up for further deposits in the next few weeks. So what have we done so far? And there's also golden foxes, sorry. So 5,000 EB Fox, which isn't a huge amount. I think it's about $750 worth of tokens, will absolutely get priority in terms of Kitsune deposits. So if you're a cunning fox at the moment, opportunity to scale that up to make sure that you get an allocation when we open things up with Kitsune. Otherwise, a great place to start. Get yourself in as a golden fox. I think we're over 100 golden foxes now. I'd love to see that at 200. Another 100 golden foxes would be fantastic. And I think as we get closer to Kitsune and all the fun and action, I think we'll start to see that. So why do we call it Kitsune? Kitsune is mythical samurai fox that spent hundreds of years in battle, learning mindfulness, self-control, discipline, all of the things that you need to be a great trader. And Kitsune then uses that skill not on the battlefield but on the trading platform, delivering results for our community. So it's a great bit of fun. We've been running it as a pilot. We started, like I said, about 5 weeks ago. I think community deposited, which is there is always risk in trading, but we're in pilot and we're testing. The community deposited I think it was around $10,000, and then we got, I think, total deposits we got up to I think community, or sort of like, I say community because team members also have contributed. We know it's a pilot, we know there's risk, but we're like, we're excited and we want to see how this goes. So I think the total deposits were actually 32,978 because we had a couple of waves where we allowed some more funds to go in there, and then we've been running that, running Kitsune, which is this intelligent bot, which trades using very clever indicators, tracking other traders, and then making very intelligent decisions. And ultimately what it's doing is it's mitigating risk. If anyone knows anything about copy trading, you copy trade somebody, even the best traders have really bad days. And what this does is it basically spreads your risk across a number of traders. So if you have some traders have bad days, rather than the potential of your account being wiped out, which does happen, what you would hope is there's a much lower chance of all of the traders having a difficult time all at the same time. So therefore, ultimately the winners cancel out the losers, or certainly mitigate the losers. And rather than boom and bust, it's much more passive. You see a pretty good performance, but you see that performance sort of over a long period of time, and your risk of liquidation is far, far lower. So we calculate risk of liquidation with the model with Kitsune versus standard copy trading is around 136. So something like the risk of liquidation is 36 times more, which is huge, of standard copy trading versus the system that we're using. So a reminder on weekly results so far, and again, feel free to jump in with any questions, but a reminder on the weekly results so far, and we're very, there's lots of trading bots out there. I won't name names. We might, we're thinking about maybe doing some articles on the problems with, trading bots and copy trading, and maybe even doing some videos actually. Maybe we will name some names and focus in on some examples. Have been some very famous failures within the industry. And they're absolutely, there is always risk. Anybody who tells you there isn't risk for trading, there isn't risk for trading bots, is absolutely mad, and you should absolutely stay away from them. Yeah. But what we've built is this system which mitigates risk, and ultimately, is looking to deliver performance, and it's completely transparent, right? We give live updates to our community. It's a shame you can't share images actually in the chat here. You see it, there's really cool sort of images every time a trade is closed. We don't say when a trade is opened. The reason for that is because then we're giving away the IP, right? Other people would be able to use it as an indicator. So we only say when a trade is closed, and people get live updates, and they can see performance, they can see where it's doing well, where it's maybe not doing so well, and they can track live performance, and they get real-time updates. Okay, so it's 100% on-chain, 100% transparent. Whereas other options out there, they lack transparency, and there's all sorts of weird and wonderful tricks which we'll cover in different sessions. Maybe we do an impromptu session next week. Maybe actually we'll focus that on a little bit of background on why we're trying to solve this problem that we see, right? And why we built Kitsune to make up where others, and still some of these people, I see them out there right now taking money, putting it into a bot that they claim has never lost money, which is just a lie. It's an outright lie. Yeah. But there is absolutely risk, and we're completely open about the good, the bad, and the ugly, and what those risks look like. So let's share. We are also in testing, very early stages. People know when they take part in something, we call it Genesis. We're now in alpha stage, and we know that when people take part, when you take part in something at that stage, there is an inherent risk, right? Because it's like having a new appliance. The probability is something breaks is normally when it's very new or very old, and that's typically where you might get some issues. So reminder of the performance. Then let's cut to the chase. So in week 1, we saw underlying performance of plus 24%. But Kitsune performance was plus 6%, and that's because it was week 1. We were a little bit scared, and we only put 25% of the capital into the system. Actually, just so if it had lost week 1, we would have only lost 25% of the underlying performance. Just our luck that week, it was plus 24% the underlying performance, and Kitsune delivered returns of plus 6%. Week 2, much more sedate, some ups and downs, but they kind of cancelled each other out rather than copy trading one trader who blew up. Instead, you saw some lose, you saw some win. And actually, week 2, the underlying performance was 2.49%. And the Kitsune performance, because again, we traded at a 75% actually on the second week. The Kitsune performance was plus 1.87%. Week 3, absolute nightmare. Terrible week for a number of reasons. One, we had a technical failure, only for about an hour, but it was just our luck that in that hour was when the bot missed 4 trades. All 4 trades were big winners. So then that created a delta between Kitsune and also what the underlying performance was, because there was lots of gains. And then later in the week, there was a lot of losses. And you imagine you've now got losses without the gains. So you get the full pain of the losing trades. It's really tough, but due to some technical issues. So it's a difficult trading week for the guys. On week 3, we saw minus 16% drawdown. So that in terms of underlying performance, actually, they're still well up because they were minus 16%, but they'd been combined plus 26% in the previous 2 weeks. But in underlying performance, that's quite a big drawdown. But the system is designed to have a horrendous week, and it doesn't blow up completely, right? You just get some drawdown. In that week, though, because we had the combination of difficult trading week, the underlying performance, and we had the missed winning trades, really tough week for Kitsune. Actually, it was minus 31%. But we're optimistic because we understand that it did what it's supposed to, which is to soften the blow of a difficult week. We knew there was a technical issue which shouldn't, be repeating itself. We understand that, and that's been engineered out of the system now. And we also understand that underlying performance was still net positive over the first 3 weeks, right? So week 3 was minus 16% underlying performance for the traders and minus 31% on Kitsune. So tough week. Now we were starting to actually scale because it also depends how much money do you have in there, right? You can talk percentages, but if you make 1% of 100k, is obviously a hell of a lot better than losing 1% of $100, right? So in terms of, it really depends on size. So week 4, we really upped the size actually, and we announced those results on Tuesday because that's the cycle that we typically run through. And on Tuesday we announced the weekly results. Underlying trader performance was plus 9.72%, which gave an average over the weeks, really good, over 5% average over the weeks of underlying performance. And Kitsune performance, because there's still some capital that wasn't deployed within that week, Kitsune performance plus 7.53% closing out the week. Now, because we'd actually scaled quite significantly, despite the pain that was felt in week 3, because we'd scaled the capital quite significantly in week 4, happy to say that we saw the overall balance jump up quite a lot actually, and so therefore the net gain in terms of capital on the bot is pretty significant. We're looking at about 8% over the 4 weeks. Okay, so week 4, the results were posted. Now today, we'll close out the week again on Tuesday. That's coming next week. But today's just about giving you a little bit of an insight so you understand how we're doing so far. Okay, obviously the way these numbers work out in APYs and APRs, is a completely different story. It starts to get super interesting. But yeah, the last week plus 7.53%. See those sorts of numbers when you've got plus 5% underlying, then you've got 250% plus, right? 260-ish% annual performance. If you continue on that run rate, now there will always be losses. But the way the system is designed is to mitigate those losses, although obviously they can't be completely avoided. There's always risk. So drum roll. How are we doing for this week so far? So bear with me 2 seconds. I'm just going to move over to a different feed. So I want to see you guys actually. I want to see if there's any questions here before I jump into how things are going this week. MVP, that's a fantastic question. How safe is money when we deposit our funds in your platform? It is for copy trading. So what we're talking about now is a copy trading system, if you like, but it's an intelligent system that aggregates that copy trading over a number of traders, mitigating risk and actually delivering, pretty good performance so far, and based on the back testing and the data that we've got. Anybody, and this is the difficult thing, right? Anybody, you get these people who say we've got a 1% a day trading bot, and we're going to let you put money into it. But there's no risk, right? It will never lose. Now with reward, there is always risk. Yeah, that's not a great. People don't want to hear that, right? And so that's why people don't say it. That's why they lie. That's why they say it's 1% a day and it never loses. It's never lost. I'm a super duper trader. Let me tell you now, if you have something that delivers 1% a day with zero risk, you're not sharing it, right? There is a scalability question that you have as well. So, once you start getting into hundreds of thousands of dollars, certainly millions, extremely difficult, to place an order on demand, very difficult to do, actually, very difficult to do. You start to get, big slippage, big price movements. So anybody that tells you that is absolutely lying. So the now so why are we sharing this, right? One, because we love the community, obviously, but in a much more selfless way is because you want to share the opportunity, but you also share the risk, and you share that together. So is it safe? The system mitigates downside risk, but there is always risk, and I would stay well clear of anybody that says that there isn't risk. And if you see something that's going to deliver 5% a week, of course there's risk. So that's a huge return, right? There's more than most people to get on a savings account over a year. If something's going to deliver that sort of performance in 7 days, then it has to be some risk in there. It has to take risk to find that sort of level of reward. Cool. But in terms of the platform, so our platform is, had multiple audits. And I wouldn't be concerned about depositing funds into the platform itself. And actually at the moment you can't deposit anything into Kitsune. We're not. It's only our private club members have been able to deposit funds and take part in the pilot. And we'll be working towards opening up for deposits in 2 or 3 weeks' time. Although deposits will be very limited and it'll be exclusive to EB Fox holders. They will get priority. There is only so much you can do in terms of scale with something like this, as I mentioned before. So the priority comes to people that are token holders and already in the community, and we'll take the next step. Could be maybe $125,000 worth of deposits. Potentially, we could go as far as 250. It's something we're just considering at the moment. So opportunity will open up in the next couple of weeks. I'm sure there'll be plenty of demand. So yeah, if you don't have an appetite for risk, you haven't got an appetite for the reward, right? So I would just say that very clearly. So let's get down. There's no more questions. I'm guessing it was only MVP. So let's get on to the performance this week. I was pretty shocked, to be honest. I was pretty shocked. So since Tuesday, it's Friday, so we're talking 72 hours, right? It's been going pretty good. It's been going pretty good. Since Tuesday, Kitsune, and this doesn't account for underlying performance, which actually will be slightly higher than this because we don't have all capital deployed. If we took out, I think underlying performance since Tuesday is even bigger. But Kitsune performance, which averages the performance out over all of the capital in Kitsune's control, rather than just the capital that's deployed, we are up 8.36% since Tuesday in the last 72 hours. So after huge performance last week, and we saw this in the data, to be fair, we could see this in the data before we went live with the pilot. We could see traders that lost 70% had 2.5 times the balance. We saw huge opportunity there, and then you see drawdown. So the best thing to do is to combine the opportunity in an aggregated way, and at the same time you mitigate the risk. You won't get the same spike, but then you don't get the same dump when inevitably traders run aground and they get into difficult circumstances. Yeah, so that's the headline number, 8.36%. Added on to weekly performance that was reported on Tuesday, 7.53%, 8.36%. That is on-chain, 100% transparent. And actually underlying performance was even higher than that because we have, just do some quick maths, we have maybe 7,800. So a good 25%, yeah. So we'd definitely be sort of 10.5, getting close to 11% underlying performance since Tuesday of the traders. So great job. Kitsune's done a fantastic job. Kitsune manages the risk. You always feel a bit of FOMO when you leave capital on the table when the numbers are so good. But the good thing is the way this system works is that it mitigates the downside. There will be losses. There will be times that traders lose. There will be times that Kitsune has to absorb some losses. And the way this system works is that it balances that out and it mitigates it. But there's obviously always risk there. So 8.36% up since Tuesday. It's unbelievable, to be honest, the performance that we're seeing. And long may it continue. Shout out here who is listening that is already a golden fox, and anybody that is a cunning fox, give us a shout out, guys. And now's your time to ask questions. We've got a few minutes and we're gonna knock off. I'd love to know your predictions for the next week. It's been obviously a crazy pump over the last 2 weeks. Obviously looks like we're getting a bit of a correction at the moment. Interested on what you guys think and how things are going to go over the next couple of weeks. Here's in the comments, guys. Golden Fox here, El Marble, gold, crypto kick. We've got some multiple golds in here. Good crypto win. He's definitely multiple gold. Very good. Well, look, guys, I'm absolutely hyped. I feel completely blessed that we're in this position, to be honest. It's not always been easy for Foxify, as everybody knows, and the people that have stayed the course are starting to see some fantastic results in terms of the technology that we've deployed and built. So, yeah, exciting times. Super, super exciting times. Obviously, long may it continue. In terms of if you're thinking, why is this guy talking about this? If you don't know who we are, Foxify is the first Web3 prop trading application. The Web3, because there's people out there that say that prop trading and they're crypto prop trading. So they're really a CEX with a Web 2 layer over the top, right? What we are is the first and only Web3 prop trading application. So you can connect from your wallet, you trade on the platform, you qualify for funding. Seen multiple traders get funded this week, actually. Seen some really good cash outs this week. It's all on chain. You get the USDC up front in your trader account, and then you trade on the platform. You perform, you get 80% profit share of everything that you generate. So it's super, super unique. And then we've built this intelligent trading bot, which then other people are able to take part in, and we're delivering some fantastic results with that. You can't take part in the trading bot at the moment. It's still in pilot at the moment. It's completely exclusive. If you want to take part when we do open it for deposits in the next 2 or 3 weeks, get yourself into the community. Discord is where we're really busy. Telegram's pretty dead for us. And get your hands on some EV Fox. Become a cunning fox. Become a golden fox. If you want to be sure that you're going to get an allocation, then get yourself in as a cunning fox, as a golden fox. And then in the next 2 to 3 weeks, we'll be certainly within the next, I hope within the next 7 days, we'll be announcing the plans for people to be able to increase their deposits in or new people to come in and take part in Kitsune. It will be limited allocation, as I mentioned. There's always people who say, "Oh, give me 10 million, you can just trade 10 million." There's always limitations in terms of scaling and technology requirements. So we're going to take it slowly, catch the monkey, and get yourself in the community. And fingers crossed in the next few weeks in a position where you get the opportunity to take part. Good stuff. Cheers, guys. I'm gonna call it a day there. Hope everybody enjoys their weekend. Nearly 80 people tuned in the end. So go and check out Foxify. We did it last week and a few people took it. So hashtag Foxify free trade. Go into the chat, say hashtag Foxify free trade. The team will guide you and you can have a free $2,500 trade. So open the trade. So that's $50. It has to be $50 at 50x leverage. Open the trade. If you're successful, well done. You get to keep your winnings. If you're unsuccessful, we'll give you all your money back. Okay, so just go into the chat, say hashtag Foxify free trade. There are some T's and C's, but that will be posted into your ticket, and the team will sort of handhold you through that. So get yourself into the chat. Look, free money, guys. I think we had maybe 6 or 7 people. We had 120 people join last week, and 6 or 7 people went and got the free trade. Absolute madness. Money on the table. Get yourself in there. Foxify free trade. And get yourself in the Fox Den, and we'll keep the updates coming on Kitsune. Cheers, guys. Bye bye.